Hello and welcome back to Jeremy Rewinds. Today we're going over brand new games.
Press start, let the adventures unfold. Retro games and
Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jeremy. This is Jeremy Rewinds. And as I said, today we're going over brand new games. We're also going to go over some games my nephew picked up for me while he was visiting the Nashville area. We've got a brand new game that I think I know what this is. I bought it and then I just put it in my game room and I never even opened it. That's how busy I've been with my actual work life. We're also going to go over a quick Goodwill pickup as well. All right, let's start with the Goodwill one because it's the most boring of them. I bought the Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith soundtrack. This is a 2-disc set. You have 1 disc there, and you have 1 disc there. A musical journey. Picked it up. I think CDs at our Goodwill is $1. So got it for $1. Not too shabby. Let's open up this. I have no idea what's in this, but I have okay. I shouldn't say I have no idea what's in this. I have a fairly decent idea what's in this, but I just don't remember. This is why I said I had a fairly decent idea of what I think this is. Oh my gosh, that does not want to cut. Are you ready? Look at that. It is Virtual Boy. Actually, it's called Vertical Force for the Virtual Boy. So I have the entire North America collection for the Virtual Boy, with the exception of 1 game, not this game. Now that I have this game, I have them all but 1. And if you know, you know, it's the most expensive of all of them, Jack Bros. Yes, Jack Bros. Jack Bros is loose, the last I checked. I want to say, I think it's like $700. I mean, I've seen people go for more. I don't want it with the manual because I'm not going to pay for the manual. I don't care about the manual. So I'm looking for a loose copy, and I'm looking to see if I can pick one up for if I can get it for 500, 550, maybe even 600. I don't know what the percentage comes down to be, but I'm looking to find one of those. I'm hoping when I go to Really Rad Weekend, pending it is going on this year up in Destin, or Pensacola, wherever that's at, that it goes on. I'm hoping somebody will bring a copy with them. I don't know if that weekend is 2 days or if it's 1 day. But I do know if it's 1 day, I'm going to make a quick search for heavy hitter grails while I'm there. I have a list of things I'm looking for. They're all heavies. Little Samson, Jack Bros, a complete inbox with the controller and everything. But I want a good box. I don't want some beat up trash box of Steel Battalion for the Xbox. Those are the 3 heavies that I'm looking for this year. So I only need 1 more Virtual game, Jack Bros, loose, that I can complete that collection officially and move on to the next, which I'm very excited about. It's not that I want to complete it and then move on. It's a chapter check mark, right? Like I went from chapter 1 to chapter 2, moving on to the next chapter. Comfortably can say I have it fully complete. But anyways, moving on. I got a little Ziploc baggie full of games. My nephew Dawson was with his family in Tennessee, because you're the only 10 I see, and he went to McKay's bookstore. Now, I will say one thing about McKay's is I've been to that McKay's, Phoenix resale. Caleb, he's been to that bookstore a few times. I know that if I was going in there, based on his last video, I would be looking for peripherals to send to him and purchase, because that seems to be the thing that they underprice the most compared to everything else. Because I kept asking him, like, okay, well, let's look at this, let's look at this, let's look at this. And my nephew was a big trooper. He called me out of the blue and said, hey, I'm here, do you want me to look for anything? And the few things that I was like looking for that were like heavier games, they were way past market. Market was 100, they wanted 140. McKay's, you've lost your mind. I don't expect a retailer to try to sell something below market, but I definitely expect you to not be over market. That said, I picked all these up for below market, believe it or not. And I'm very happy about that. Now, I didn't get them crazy below market, but I did get them below market. And I'm super excited to try these out. Let's go ahead and lift the glasses, and I'll show you the first one. We have, for the Game Gear, we have Return of the Jedi. Oh, I'm sorry, Super Return of the Jedi. For the Game Gear. Got all these loose, but I have cases, which is okay. And I am looking for Game Gear games loose with just a little plastic case that they would come in. But I also want to get the manual. So if I can find them with the manual, better. If I can't, it's okay. I will eventually get the manuals because that's just something about the Game Gear ones that I kind of feel like I want to do is I want the game and the manual. I don't want the box. The box is cardboard, and if you know NES games and Super Nintendo games and any kind of game that comes in a cardboard case, the cardboard is that's some expensive cardboard. In the words of JRPG Life, that's some expensive cardboard. That said, Ristar for the Game Gear. Picked that up as well. Very excited about that. And one I'm super jacked about is The Lost World on the Jurassic Park. This is a nice, you see that label, very nice label, and it was under market as well. Very surprised about that, but I'm very also happy to have this in the collection. The manual goes for a lot on this particular one, so it'll probably be something I'm going to have to hopefully find in a big collection so I can buy it cheap. Next thing I picked up, which was well under market, was Wave Race. It looked really cool. I was just looking at the front of it when I saw it. He sent me a picture of Game Boy games. I don't collect Game Boy games specifically. Maybe one day in about 20 years, once I complete all these other collections, I'll circle back to it. But for right now, I don't plan to collect for it. But if I find a game that kind of looks neat, why not? Pick it up, pop it into my Game Boy. I got like 12 different kinds of Game Boys because, you know, Nintendo made a billion different ones. And I'll see if it's kind of fun. But Wave Race is something I've played in the Nintendo 64, which is a lot of fun. And then the last one that he picked up for me was another Jurassic Park. This is Jurassic Park Part 2, The Chaos Continues. I have this already on the Super Nintendo. It is a lot of fun. I don't know if this is a direct port or if it's a variant of some kind. It's kind of like, you know, if you've seen some of these other people talk about it before, AVGN, Scott the Woes, different people have mentioned that you can buy Aladdin for the Super Nintendo and Aladdin for the Genesis, and believe it or not, even though they're both Aladdin, they're different games. I wonder if this is a different game. Even quite honestly this, because I have this on the Sega Genesis behind me, somewhere on the shelf behind me here. But you know, we'll find out one day. So anyways, that burns us through Virtual Boy, that burns us through a Goodwill pickup, that burns us through the McKay's pickup. And the last thing and the most expensive thing of all of these was I was doing some shopping on Amazon during Prime, as well as I went over to eBay and I saw some people had dropped their prices of certain games just to compete with Prime. So why not when in Rome? So the first one we picked up here for the PlayStation 5, this is called Pacific Drive, the Deluxe Edition. It has like a book or some artwork or something inside. We'll open this up eventually. You can hear the disc is loose inside. I don't know why that happens. People just being rough with it. But this is basically where you and your station wagon, your car, your way, right? So you're driving through the Pacific Northwest, and your car kind of becomes like your shield or your armor or what have you. It's kind of from the gameplay that I saw, it looks a little eerie. There's probably some kind of like weird alien supernatural, whatever, probably not supernatural, like demonic kind of thing, thankfully, but more like alien driven kind of thing, where you're out alone in the Midwest and you're like northeast, I mean, not Midwest, northeast, and you're just driving along and you just have to find your way through so you can survive, I guess. I don't know. It looks really cool. That's all I know. Another one that was similar, I'm going to flip to it real quick here, is this one. It's called The Invisible. This is definitely another like space one where I've heard a lot of people say this is like a very straightforward, you're just walking through and you say, oh, look at that, and then you walk through and oh, you look at that. I don't know. I want kind of chill games. This may not be a chill game, and it may be a chill game. I don't know. It's rated M, probably for violence, strong language. That's it, for violence and language. But it looked kind of cool, and who knows, maybe it is trash, maybe it's not. Moving on from there, I don't know if you guys have played it or not. I'm going to hop to PlayStation 4 for a minute. I picked this up. This is Contra Rogue Corps. Now, I don't know if this is any good or not, but it's one of those like isometric looking kind of games. It looked kind of cool. I downloaded for my PlayStation 5, I think it was. or maybe it was for the Switch. I don't remember which one it was, but it might have been for the Switch. But I've downloaded Contra, the limited run. I wish I would have ordered that from Limited Run. I'm not a big fan of Limited Run right now. Just a quick digression. Limited Run, I've got a Jurassic Park Collector's Edition I ordered, no joke, a year ago just about. And it's in production. Meanwhile, I saw the Jurassic Park game be released for the Switch, PlayStation 5, Xbox One. People done reviews on it. I've watched people play it. It's a collaboration of just a handful of games that they were able to acquire the licensing agreements to go ahead and put together. I wish it was a collaboration of all the Genesis, of all the Jurassic Park games ever made. That would have been fire. But I do realize that some companies no longer exist, and copyright this and copyright that prohibits people from being able to get it. So the only way to play certain games, maybe like this one, for example, is by getting it on a physical media for that particular console. Unless, of course, you're interested in emulation, which I ain't got nothing against emulation if you own the actual copy of it, but to each their own. But that said, Contra was released. I can't remember exactly how it's pronounced, but ooh, it is good. It's just one quick demo level, I think it is. But I saw this, and I figured, what the heck, let's get this. This I know is not it, but this I'm looking forward to playing. PS4, I actually bought this at a garage sale, and it is factory sealed Skyrim for the PlayStation 4. He was asking 10, took 5. I figured, why not? I don't plan to play it. I plan to leave it sealed because is it really ever going to be worth more? Probably not. But I used to love playing like Elder Scroll games, but I just don't get into them very much anymore. It's just too time consuming. That said, the next ones I picked up go back to PlayStation 5. We've got The Quarry. This was one that was on like a Prime thing, I think it was. Anyways, I don't think I think I paid like $15 for this thing. So I got a really good deal on it. You won't believe, and again, I don't think I got it on Prime. I think I got this on eBay, but I think it was like $15 is all I paid for it. It's been out for a minute, but I've heard a lot of people talk about The Quarry and that it's a really good game. So why not? We'll play it one day. It is a little frightening looking. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's kind of one of those survival horror things. The next one I picked up is called Haunted House. This is a remake from an original one called Haunted House on Atari. It is, in fact, you can see right here on the back, it talks about Atari Easter eggs that are inside of it. Again, like one of those isometric ones. Do You Dare Enter? The original survival horror adventure returns to modern gameplay, stealth mechanics, and a new cast of heroes and tons of freaky monsters. And the last one that I picked up is called Under the Waves. This is by Parallel Studios. It's kind of a creepy game from what a lot of people were saying, and I'm not going after creepy games because I want to be scared. I'm going after certain ones because it just came off like that kind of game that would be fun to play, but also a little nerve-wracking in the sense of like you're alone in this one, right? Like you're under the waves. You're like a miner or something, if I'm not mistaken. An immersive underwater experience, a gripping story about love and loss. I think he like somebody died or something like that, or maybe he lost a loved one, and he's like just dealing with it while he's alone underwater. It kind of a sad sounding story, but I don't know, maybe it'll be fun. Maybe it'll be horrible. Maybe like, oh my gosh, and I'm like crying the whole time. Kind of like Ori, how it started out in the beginning with that one. Anyways, that completes today's videos. You guys tell me, again, like I always ask down below, first, hit that subscribe button. Tell me what you also thought of these games. Did you play any of these games? The new ones, which one should I start with first? Do you got any leads on a good price with a good label so I can complete my Virtual Boy collection? And we'll see you guys next time right here on Jeremy Rewinds.
From Mario to Sonic, he knows them all. Gaming memories never gonna